From the hungover college student to the retired veteran experiencing knee problems, Advil seems to be the miracle drug that cures all. Yet, how does it tend to function? Well, it exposes your body to 10 times the ibuprofen you need to cure the average headache. In fact, according to the Wall Street Journal on January 2nd, 2017, Advil has 3,200 milligrams of ibuprofen. Meanwhile, only 80 milligrams can kill the most venomous snake in North America. In fact, this is the reality with most medical treatments today. Although doctors tend to know exactly where the origin of a disease or illness is, administering medicine to a specific location or organ in the human body seems to be nearly impossible, considering the way our digestive and immune system tend to function. Until recently, when scientists from the University of North Dakota discovered Bionano technology, tiny robots 1/10 the width of a hair that can deliver small doses of medicine to the origin of a disease or illness. Currently, Bionano robots are undertaking phase 2 of clinical trials, and they will soon be revolutionizing every field in the medical industry. From the simple medications used for a headache to the complex medications used for a heart transplant, we'll implement some form of nanorobotic technology in order to capitalize upon their efficiency. Many of us in this room will be administered some form of nanorobotic therapy. So today, let's start off by understanding what Bionano robots are. Then, discussing some of the current applications of Bionano technology, before finally discussing the devastating future implications of Bionano robots. But first, what are Bionano robots? Well, according to the Wall Street Journal of January 2nd, 2017, Bionano robots are tiny robots 1/10 the width of your hair that can deliver small doses of medicine to the origin of a disease or illness. Since to the naked eye they appear to be a speck of dust, Bionano robots can only be constructed using a biotech printer, which is a fancier version of a 3D printer that utilizes hydrographic printing. It basically means that the biotech printer makes these robots under a buffer solution, coating the entire nanorobot, making it completely chemically inert, completely safe for the human body. Once constructed, the robots are then examined and then ready to be programmed. And this is where it gets interesting. Students from the University of North Dakota discovered a brand new software application known as TinyOS in order to just program these Bionano robots. TinyOS utilizes a laser similar to the one that burns CDs in your laptop in order to transfer the information from the external CPU into the small microprocessor within the nanorobot. Once programmed, the robots are then inspected again and ready to be administered to humans, either via injection, inhalation, or consumption. And just within a few minutes of entering the human body, the robots are completely charged. This begs the question, how in the world are Bionano robots powered? Well, Bionano robots are powered using electrochemical synthesis. Now, initially, this might sound confusing, but it basically means that they're powered just like a potato clock. You see, a potato clock runs off the electrolytes within the potato. Meanwhile, the Bionano robots fuel off the electrolytes within our blood. But don't worry, they're completely safe for the human body, because according to Dr. Robert Masterson, who is a PhD in biology from UCLA, our blood has an abundant supply of electrolytes, which means that Bionano robots pose virtually no harm to the human body. Now that we've understood the basics behind Bionano technology, let's discover some of the current applications of Bionano robots. Although they've been widely used, they're most popular in 3 main areas: the medical field, the veterinary industry, and the military. First, let's understand the medical field. According to Science Daily on December 23, 2016, Joseph Rich was a young man from Massachusetts. Unfortunately, just a few weeks past his marriage, doctors told him he had terminal lung cancer. They warned him that he might only have a few months to live. But thankfully, Joseph's doctor told him about Bionano robotic induced chemotherapy. Now, the average chemotherapy patient has about an 86% success rate, but the bio-nanorobotic induced chemotherapy had nearly a 99% success rate in clinical trials. Now, to most of us, 86% might sound like a great number, but for a terminal lung cancer patient like David, these numbers were devastating. But thankfully, bio-nanorobotic induced chemotherapy was able to restore David back to his everyday life. Just within a few treatments, David was able to return to his job and back to his wife. Seeing this vast success in the medical field, veterinarians all across the United States decided to implement bio-nanorobotic therapy into their own practices. You see, much like humans, the leading cause of death for dogs and cats is heart disease, and this is due to a lipid buildup in their veins and arteries. Now, the current procedure to diagnose this is to take a metal probe and actually stab away at these lipid layers. This procedure is both invasive and has a high mortality rate. But thankfully, bio-nanorobots have completely revolutionized this field. If the pet receives a single dose of bio-nanorobotic technology, the robots are able to travel throughout the pet's body, attach to these lipid layers, and create microabrasions, allowing the pet's body to naturally dissolve away these lipid layers. Finally, the military. The military has been extremely excited about implementing bio-nanorobotic technology for two main reasons. First, they'd like to actively monitor their soldiers out on the field. Bio-nanorobots give the military the capability of monitoring the vital signs of their soldiers from an offshore computer. Now, this allows the military to prepare for an emergency well before it occurs and gives them the ability to save countless lives. Second, the military is extremely excited about implementing bio-nanotechnology in order to actively monitor the location of their canine units. Now, one of the most pervasive conflicts the military has every single year is the loss of their dogs, their canine units. Now, because bio-nanorobots have the capability of being installed a GPS microchip, the military can now monitor all their canine units from an offshore computer. This saves them thousands of dollars. Hearing all this fabulous news about bio-nanorobotic technology, you might be wondering, why haven't I heard of this? Or why hasn't it been implemented in a larger scale? Where all this is because the National Institute of Health has placed severe restrictions on the production of nanorobotic technology due to their devastating future implications, which we will address right now. The future implications of bio-nanorobotic technology arise two main concerns: terrorism and designer babies. First, let's understand terrorism. According to the Wall Street Journal of January 23, 2017, bio-nanorobots have the capability of taking medicine from point A to point B. But what we have to keep in mind is that this medicine could easily be swapped for other substances like cyanide or even bacteria. This gives terrorist organizations or even greedy pharmaceutical companies the opportunity to wipe out millions without a single trace. This is one of the main concerns the National Institute of Health has regarding bio-nanotechnology. Second, designer babies. According to Science Daily on December 23, 2016, bio-nanorobots have the capability of editing human DNA. Although it has only been experimented on mice, scientists have been able to play around with factors like life expectancy, muscle mass, and even height. Now, bioethicists all over the world are concerned that this will give parents the ability to give their children genetic favors. Now, on one hand, parents with genetic disorders will be able to give their children the normal, happy, healthy life they always hope for. But now, on the other hand, this creates a brand new phenomenon known as artificial evolution. When we as humans mess with our own DNA, we're actually throwing off the natural course of evolution, whose effects are yet to be documented. Today, we started off by addressing what bio-nanorobots are. Then we discovered 3 of their current applications and discovered the devastating future implications that lie ahead. Bio-nanorobots will revolutionize the medical field. It's no longer a question of if, rather, when it'll occur.